All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get really good at completing the square when we have a leading coefficient. So check it out. We've got a 2 right up here. That's going to be our leading coefficient. We've gone through a couple of these problems, but let's keep working with them. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 10x plus 8. We're going to start this problem by chunking off the x squared piece and the linear piece, that 10x. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide off that a value, that leading coefficient from those two pieces. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to write 2 parentheses, and I'm going to divide by 2 in both cases. That's going to leave me with x squared plus 5x. And we're going to have that plus 8 standing out here on the own, okay? The second part, what we're going to do is we're going to do the completing of the square with the x squared and the 5x. And we're going to add that onto our area model down here. And how we're going to do that is we're going to take the x squared, and then we're going to put the 5 with the x right here at the end. Now, remember that these two pieces, because we are completing the square, that both of these boxes need to be exactly the same. Well, how do we do that? If I know I want to take 5x and break it into two pieces that are going to be the same that add to 5x, I'm just going to take 5 and divide it by 2. So that would leave me with 2.5x and 2.5x. And from here, we can actually complete the square on the outside. So let's take that a little bit further. So we know x times x is going to be x squared. I know that x times negative 2 or positive 2.5 is just going to be positive 2.5. And then I know that this x times this positive 2.5x is just plus 2.5. And at this point, most people are going to recognize, hey, we have this piece right here in green just became x plus 2.5 squared. Now, one thing we do have to recognize is we had this 2 up in the front. That 2 goes up in the front. That positive 8 goes to the back. But what you should see now is, hey, we got a problem. We still have this empty square here. And we have that empty square here, but we still have numbers here that can give us values to get to that square. So let's do that. What is 2.5 times 2.5? Well, let's go ahead and just put it in. 2.5 squared is going to leave us with 6.25. So that gives us this new value of 6.25. Okay. Now there's still an issue with this, because x plus 2.5 squared, which is this and this right here, is being multiplied by 2. So I actually have to double this value because of this multiplying by 2. So what is 6.25 times 2? Well, if you don't know that, we can come over to Desmos. 6.25 times 2, and we're going to get 12.5. Well, this 12.5 is new. And it's a positive 12.5. And it wasn't there. So this is new and it was not there. And because it was new and it was not there to begin with, we're going to have to subtract 12.5 from the end of the equation. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. Or in this case, our expression. So we're going to take that negative 12.5 and we're going to put it right here, minus 12.5. Okay. And let's just clean up. So now that we've got that taken care of, let's just clean up the equation. So I've got 2x plus 2.5 squared. And then I have plus 8 minus 12.5, which should leave us with minus 4.5. We can check that in Desmos if you want to. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come over here and we're going to just make sure that we have converted it over to vertex form, which means that it should overlap this green graph over here on the right. So let's go ahead and do that. I've typed in the equation already. I'm going to type in what we have now. 2 parentheses x plus 2.5 squared. You can see it start to line up, and I'm going to subtract minus 4.5. Bada boom, bada bing. It is on at bomber.com. We're going to get on there and it is all over it. That tells us that we have done it correct. I hope that helps y'all with completing the square and converting from standard form quadratics over to vertex form.